pounds in the past 4 days, yo. It's just crazy.
Oh wow, what you doing?
Water fasting.
Oh yeah. I forgot you said that just that quick.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I'm actually gonna do mostly water. I am gonna eat like during the day, but I just seen that we went live and it was both sounds were playing in my head. So.
Yeah, I know. Oh well, anyway, but yeah, I mean, that's great, Bills. Like no joke. I mean, that's real good stuff. Yeah. If anybody wants to know what's going on here, we're supposed to have Dollar Jr. into this live stream. We were supposed to do a first and frame rates today outside of our normal day, which is Wednesday. As of right now, we're going to just go ahead and do the live stream on Wednesday. And since Dollar's not here, he's supposed to add some information to the topics that we had. Now, those topics that you probably saw earlier will continue they will lay over till tomorrow if Dollar's here or not. Not to throw him under the bus, but he just never responded back.
Oh, guess who showed up?
Who showed up
in the game? I seen him in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's going on? Put him in the game. What's happening? Good to see you. Long time no see.
You chose the wrong day, fam.
Yeah, I know. Because we usually go live on Wednesday, like I said. But since Dollar was supposed to be here, he's basically supposed to give us some information about IMV Gaming. And DJ has some extra stuff with that as well. But it's best to go ahead and we're going to jump on to that tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, the 27th. And we'll do our full podcast then. So as of right now, it's going to be a quick snippet. We're going to touch on a few things. I know DJ and Bills was playing MLB The Show. I also want to talk about the layoffs at EA. And I think that's pretty much going to be it. So we're not going to be here long. Maybe the next, 15 minutes. If y'all don't know who we are, I'm VF Baller, DJ81, Bills.
Y'all know who we are.
Some people, hey man, we get new people all the time. They may not know. Y'all follow us on Twitter. And y'all can follow us on Twitter. You can also catch us on SoundCloud or on iTunes. And let's just get right into it. You two guys have been playing MLB The Show, and what are y'all thoughts about it?
You can go first, DJ, if you want to.
Okay. I really haven't played that much of it since it really just came out today. And I played like a couple of, not full games. I played like a few innings when the game unlocked. First, and get this out the way. I don't like the pre-pitch camera angle?
You can get rid of it.
I turned that. I know. Oh, okay. I turned that off.
Right. I hated it too, by the way.
It doesn't make any sense, especially like when you're playing on when you're on defense, when you're pitching, and you're taking signals from the catcher, and it totally does away with that for the first pitch at least. Yep. So I turned that off. Or you can just have it just for the batter only, because the batter, I think both are interruptible without starting anything, but definitely on the pitcher side, it really doesn't help because I want those signals to come through so I can throw the appropriate pitch. It's as expected every year. I'm like, I think gameplay wise, I know Bills, you have some issues with certain graphical discrepancies and physics discrepancies, but I think
but I'm gonna give him a fix when I when I go.
I think to me it's like this is the dangerous part about being this game MLB The Show is that I think they were really the first to get to the gameplay pinnacle. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, what can they do differently gameplay wise?
Right.
And I really don't see that.
No, I can agree with that. No, I mean, I
have a couple things, but I have a couple of this.
Yeah, I haven't even played live. I haven't played 19 yet. And
got live on the brain. We're talking about
I'm typing Twitter something on Twitter right now, and I typed live while I was talking.
Well,
I haven't played it
just
yet.
proves you can't do two things at the same time.
I already told you I couldn't multitask. Don't start.
And you can't read either.
Hey, don't do that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
We're only here for 15 minutes. Calm down.
A roast can happen in a minute.
Well, then you can get canceled in a second. Well, anyway,
this whole show can get canceled.
No, not while I'm on the show. No, it won't. Anyway,
I can report.
I have no issue with.
Like, I'm just kidding.
I have no issue with MLB The Show, gameplay wise. I only have one issue, and if that gets fixed, this easily would have been a day one purchase for me. But I'm going to wait down the road. But I agree with both of y'all as far as gameplay wise. These guys set the bar so high, it's very hard for them to make the game better. It's a really good simulation of the sport, and hey, that's nothing to take away from them at all.
Who you want to be next?
Easy target.
What you were saying, Bills?
So Pooh's an easy target.
Oh no, that's true.
Yeah, if you take the pet out of snippet and just add the E, that's basically what I would do to you, Pooh. So that's it.
What was that?
Oh man. DJ, anything else on
I know folks are still upset over the lack of an online franchise mode in the game. Their servers are crap. They never said when they were going to bring the mode back. So the fact that people are like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy the game because it doesn't have an online franchise," and then all the complaints about, well, how long is it going to take for them to fix it too? And it's going to be like, well, they never told you when they were going to bring it back. They was going to look at the issue, and it seems like the issues, well, we could tell because we tried to run a franchise.
Yeah, the service is just terrible, man.
Right. They probably had to rebuild it from the ground up, and that could take a couple, 3. I don't know
next generation.
Next gen. It could be a next gen upgrade.
Feature. Yeah.
Yeah. So they made just like, you know what? We're not going to do online franchise. We tried it. It didn't work, especially with the servers. And we're just going to do it again on a more capable machine, even though it's really not the machine, it's their servers. So they have to upgrade their servers.
All right. If anybody who just came in, just for for your information, we will be doing a full episode tomorrow. This is just a quick snippet because the person who was supposed to join us, I guess he got busy, never responded back to my text for him to come on because we had some information about IMV Gaming. But we're just going to do the full episode tomorrow at the same time at 7 p.m. So with that being said, we got one more topic we want to jump to before we close. It's EA Sports laying off.
Can I get my thoughts on MLB The Show?
Yeah, about to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said already. I'm sorry. I thought you did already.
Right. I'll keep it short because we got a 15-minute time limit before we start.
24-second shot clock.
I know, right? I feel like I'm dealing with 3-minute warning. But no. But I mean, it's pretty much what you expect. Honestly, they made a couple of changes off the field, which were like the presentation when you pause the game. It's pretty nice.
It does give you more information when you pause it. It
shows the pitcher, his pitch speed, shows your guy that's batting, has kind of a nice little view of the alignment of what they're in, which, I mean, I kind of don't like that in a way. I guess strategically as a player, I would rather not know exactly what defense they're in. I would kind of rather try to figure that out. That's almost like if you pause the game in Madden and like, hey, just so you know, they're in nickel and they're bringing a double gap blitz. Like, I mean, it is what it is. That's minor. Yes, the ball still does go through the bat. That seems like it's never going to change. But I guess if you're playing offline, the way you can solve that is to turn up the human timing rating or slider rather, and it actually will improve it where, if you miss a pitch, you'll still miss a pitch, but it won't go through the bat. Road to the Show is incredible. The whole layout when you first start, how you create your player, I like the little background. It's kind of like a dorm room, so to speak. That's nice little element there. They did remove attribute caps this year, which is good for a lot of people who want to build a more so all-around player. And yeah, you do have a relationship with every player on your team, so you can negatively affect the team and also rub somebody the wrong way based on what you say. You pick 3 personality traits, and pretty much those are your dominant personality traits that you go off of. So they give you responses based on those personality traits. You can choose whichever one you want. Just know that you run the risk of pretty much either ruining team chemistry or perhaps just ruining a relationship that you have with somebody else on the team. But other than that, I mean, gameplay is pretty much straightforward. Graphically, it's pretty nice. You know, I don't really see too many improvements from last year, but they can't really improve too much, I guess, graphically.
Yeah, graphically, 18 was like damn near watching at the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, yeah, I mean, the implementation of HDR, if you did get a PS4 Pro and you're playing this game this year compared to last year, of course you're going to see a graphical upgrade with HDR. Other than that, it's pretty much the same game as last year graphically, which isn't a knock. They could fix the player models. I still do want to see a bit more variety as far as body types with the player models. They're kind of getting there, but not really. And then as far as gameplay, just I wish they would kind of fix the running a little bit. They could fix the running animation a little bit, like how players approach the ball and things like that when they're fielding. That would be nice. Other than that, just fix the damn ball going through the bat for the people who are playing online or with a friend and they don't really want to edit sliders. I mean, there's nothing really else to. They added a sideline reporter, which is nice too.
Okay, yeah, that was sideline reporter pop up because
I think she pops up after like the first 2 or 3 innings. That's when she popped up in my game. She basically gives a rundown of how the manager is feeling about, like, you know, one manager or the other, how he's feeling about, you know, how his team's performing. It's pretty cool. Her voice is synced up with, you know, how her mouth is moving, so everything looks really nice. And she's just there in the dugout like they kind of have it in real life, which is a nice little touch. They've added some other presentation elements to give you a little bit more information, but I mean, overall, there's not really much. I mean, we already said there's not really much they can do with this game to like really overhaul it, other than just fix the legacy issues that they have. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like when you were telling me about the game, I'm like, I already saw your tweet about it, and I was like, I don't want to hear it because it's like if they got, it's almost like how it was with Live, you know, 15 and you know, in Live 16 when they just took out May with bounce pass and Izzy was trying to damage control. I was like, dog, ain't nothing to talk about. You know, it's like how you take fundamental stuff out of the game or you just don't address fundamental stuff in the game. This game is too good to have that issue.
And so that's like, the baseline of your game.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the game, like I said, the game's too good to have that issue. Yeah. So that irks my nerves.
You feel robbed because it's like you have to go to replay to notice it. I mean, sometimes you can kind of tell. Most times when I go to replay, I can tell that the ball went through the bat.
Well, sometimes I can tell just by when I swing. I know it's some bullshit, and I go.
And it's disheartening because it's hard to hit in this game as it is.
Right, exactly.
So it's like when you do time a pitch, and I mean, usually it happens on a strikeout when I really get mad. I mean, most times it happens on a strikeout. Then you go back and look, and you're like, "Fuck, really? The ball went through the bat." It's like,
and that's the worst thing. It'd be like a 2-2 pitch or a 3-2 pitch, and it happens, and then you just like just want to quit.
Exactly.
All right, Dollar just hit me up saying, "Actually, did we start?" No. I sent them to Google. I sent them the link. I sent them the link like 30 minutes ago.
This is about to go from a snippet to.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm not.
I'm not doing it. You weren't here on time, or at least within the first 5 minutes. Nah, we're treated like a real job.
Black people in here. He's the one running on Black people time.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, because
on WP time.
I said
WP time.
No, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, easily, it's a purchase for me anyway. I mean, it's very hard to talk about. It's very hard for me to talk down about a game that actually does offline gaming a solid. It does a very good job of giving us, a good offline sports title, and that right there is kind of disheartening to me. But I mean, I'm not gonna knock it a peg like saying it's a terrible game or knock it down, and it's just that I'll just wait till the price drop.
Well, Just to throw in, one thing they did add to the not add, but they fixed in the franchise mode was the salaries. They're more realistic. They're closer to what you see the players had, because I remember last year, I know people were having an issue with adjusting people's salaries, the way they were being structured. Also, you have the ability to renegotiate extensions. I think you have certain moments in the season, according to how the MLB CBA is done, that you can offer extensions and stuff like that. Matter of fact, right out the gate in spring training, when I popped in, I had like several players that were available for extension talks. So, and I definitely wanted to fire Dave Martinez right out the bat, but I would owe $4 million.
There's one other thing that's small. The dynamic fielding camera is really nice. I like it. It's much better than last year. I think last year's was a bit low. No matter where the ball was hit, it just was really low to the ground. This year, it really depends on where you hit the ball, how the camera reacts, which is nice because in these games, I kind of like a more dynamic camera with the fielding rather than a fixed camera, but that's just something small. The other thing I want to touch on real quick, right before we get to EA Sports Layoffs, did y'all see that trailer for MK11, or are y'all not really interested?
Oh, I've seen it. I mean,
I'm interested in the story.
My thing is, because I played MK9 and 10 story, and I mean, I'm really big on fighting games, so
I like what they're doing with the old versus the new version of the characters.
I said
that was the latest trailer.
Yeah, I'm not big on fighting game trailers. I mean, they already have a legacy for me that those are purchases day one. I mean, like Dead or Alive, Street Fighter. There's Tekken. There's not one trailer that you're gonna show me that I'm be blown away. It's just like, oh, that's coming out, I'm buying it.
Right, of course.
As far as the story is concerned about Mortal Kombat for Mortal Kombat 11, I am interested in a couple of dynamics. I want to know. I definitely want to see, what turns up between like the old Liu Kang versus the zombified whatever Liu Kang, and you see Kung Lao, the old Kung Lao. They have the old Jax, new Jax. You have Johnny Cage, old Johnny Cage, new Johnny Cage. I think that's going to be hilarious. They two run into each other because they both are assholes. But
definitely, yeah. I'm glad they put old Johnny Cage in there too.
And I just want to see how all that, because it reeks of what Marvel did in their series with the X-Men, how they went through their arc and then they erased it by doing some other arcs.
We need another Marvel vs. Capcom, bro, like a good one.
Oh,
it's supposed to be another one coming out.
And speaking of arcs, and there's Dollar Jr. Speaking of arcs, I have a feeling that with Endgame coming up, I feel like after they're finished the arc that Marvel's done with that led into that, I feel like they're gonna do the same thing that X-Men did. I feel like when somebody else does the Marvel universe or whatever, they're gonna undo what happened. You'll see like Black Panther back, all the people that passed away in Infinity War.
So they're gonna unsnap.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. But yeah, I'm interested in MK11, but not too much.
Kid, that's true dedication right there. Because I asked him if he was going to do another 162 game season. He said he's actually going to play the one out from MLB 18, and then he's going to import it. It's interesting because I thought about importing my player from last year, and I was like, nah, I'm just going to start brand new. Because I wanted to be on the Red Sox, and I actually got drafted to the Red Sox, so that was pretty cool. We can get into the EA Sports Layoffs. What's going on, Dollar?
Yo, what's up? I was on time.
On time to what?
I was well ahead on Skype, and I thought he was going to call me.
No, we don't do Skype.
Anymore, yeah, we don't do it on Skype anymore. We do hang out.
Nobody told me.
But I sent you the link in the DM right here. You're like,
Tyler, have you been noticing we've been doing shows live on Google for a while now, ever since episode 50?
Well, every time I was on, it was always through Skype, so I just assumed y'all would. Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm never late to anything. I'm just saying.
No, that's definitely true.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
past shows were on Skype. Yeah, but
all
that was what? How many episodes ago?
I'm just saying.
Anyway, EA Sports laid off 350 people. A lot of people under CEO Andrew Wilson. So I'm trying to figure out like if these are people that are like directly under him or these are some developers or anything like that. I did in the article, it does say that NBA Live community manager was one of the people that was laid off. So with that being said, what do you think about NBA Live in general? Do you think the devs are still safe, or is just the community manager was the one to go? What do you guys think? Bills, to you first.
I don't know, but I'm looking at this article. It said 4% of their workforce.
It's up to 9,000. They have 9,000 employees, so 4%. That's what. That's.
But they said 350.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Employees will be let go.
Yeah.
As far as NBA Live, I mean, honestly, who really cares? I mean, seriously.
Still not free yet.
No, it's not free.
No,
you still got to pay the price of like a McChicken, maybe. Get it.
And it's funny because my birthday was yesterday, and nobody wants to gift me the game.
Well, shit. Why am I gonna give you something you don't want to play?
I will play it. I'm like somebody, but other than that, I'm not buying it myself. No,
it's like buying Helen Keller a microphone.
Especially after I've given away games before, and everyone now knows my birthday was yesterday. So
look, I mean, you could have just thugged Chopmaster out for another one.
Yeah,
this will probably be their excuse for Madden 20 being whack again.
No, I mean, I don't think it's their excuse. It's going to be whack regardless. I don't think
it's your fault.
I think at this point everybody's turned on Madden.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it.
The game changes are turning on Madden.
The expectations of Madden 20. The expectations of Madden 20 has been well documented on this show, so we already know that you're going to get 2 weeks of happiness, and then
Madden 19 was like the death knell, bro. It was like the last straw.
Yeah, it's like we already know. It's like nobody's really hype about that. And I mean,
even the sim heads were like in that game for 2 weeks, and then
I mean, speaking of that,
I shouldn't say that sim heads. I should say the people who are pretty much outwardly against Madden were with it for about 2 weeks, and then
I mean, like speaking of that, I mean, we're not going to be here too much longer, but tomorrow I definitely want to talk on the SIP versus comp thing, because that sparked a big debate and some problems with some dumbasses in the community, and we really need to talk about that. But I'm not going to do that here because we already made a commitment to keep this shorter than usual. What about you, DJ? What about? I mean, you already gave your thoughts about this, or you got any more to say about these layoffs?
From where they were targeting was pretty much their PR, marketing, and stuff like that. It seems like the developers are safe for now, but in layoffs, everyone's fair game. So this may be stage one. Stage two could start eating away at developers. And to tell you the truth, the one studio that could see it hit the most obviously will be Tiburon.
Yeah, I could see Live. I could see that game going by the wayside because just because of what's been going on with that game for the past 5 years. I mean, somebody's lying if they're going to try to tell me that game is bringing in more money than it is to produce it. I don't believe. I think they're taking a loss every time that game comes out.
Right, and on top of that, they're not only cutting into their own profits, they're also cutting into the NBA's profits.
Right.
So the NBA could be looking at this like, well, shit.
Yeah, I mean, if the game
is profits, this is to tell you the truth, this is the whole Madden and 2K for the NFL license situation all over again.
Yeah,
this is what this reminds me of at this point.
I mean, if the game is constantly under $30. every time the game
under
drops.
$5.
Yeah, I'm just being generous when I say 30. There's times where for at least a month at a time the game is under $5. They're not making a profit off the game, and just to be quite honest, I know they're not making a profit off that game. They're just not. There's no way. Anyway, I don't have anything else more to say about that. Since Dollar is here,
Yes, I'm here.
I guess we could talk about IMV Gaming. In the next episode, we could talk about Simp versus Comp. Also talk about Gronk. I do want to touch the Robert Kraft situation, because when when Bills was on, did I not tell you about his situation? Didn't I tell you that it's going to play out like the way it is now?
Yeah, you did.
I mean, but we'll get into that tomorrow. Anyway, Dollar, IMV Gaming. First you, and then matter of fact, I'm gonna let you go, then I'm gonna let DJ go after that, because both of y'all have been doing some little bit of work with that. First of all, we found out the locations of where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
And
they live about 20 minutes from here. We're in my girlfriend's place right now, or my fiance's place. They live about 20 minutes away. The address that has the description of their business is a neighborhood.
Okay.
Not exactly the best neighborhood either. It's kind of
Or you rolled up in there and they tried to sell you drugs and you got jumped or something?
But it said income $89,000. They're like labeled as a legitimate business, but
that's a lot of
that's what I saw.
That's a lot of bean pies to be selling.
But let's get the first correction out the way, because I did find that was the one that found that previous information. They did relocate to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So that they did relocate to Atlanta. So when I came across, it's actually on their site that they said
they're not making the game right now. Nobody is working on the game.
Yeah, they're not making it. There's no game.
There's no developers. No nothing. Exactly.
So it's just like when you people, they're taking pre-orders. They're taking all this stuff. Now they've closed off the crowdfunding source because they've been fully funded apparently.
And they made it clear, no refunding.
Oh God, really?
Oh yeah. They said no refunds.
Hey, you hear that, Gedden? You ain't getting your money back. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I had to get that out.
And I hate to break it to these IMB guys, but you got a couple of up and coming guys like the Doug Flutie, Maximum Football. They've gotten some signings and they're moving up. You know,
we talked about them last week. Them guys are making strides. Like
130 was 130 team college franchise or whatever. And
yeah, if you haven't checked out our last episode, check that out. We talked about like not only just what they're doing, is what it is, the features that they have for players in that game. They're doing a phenomenal job. The main thing about them is they just need to get the game up to par, gameplay and graphics wise. If they do that, it'll be phenomenal.
The thing I think they should do is put it on PC though. They're going to miss out on all the mods and stuff, but that's where Axis comes in. And they've made some good signings lately too. But as far as IMB, man, I had doubts from the very beginning. And I tried to warn people, but people just are hungry and they'll just take people's word for it, just like the smoothie guy, which we're not going to.
Okay, all right, real quick, DJ. When you look them up in Atlanta,
well, I didn't look them up in Atlanta. I didn't. No address came up for them in Atlanta. It just said they relocated to Atlanta.
They relocated to Atlanta. There's nothing listed as them being a business at all.
Like I looked up Better Business Bureau. I was trying to find like where you could find small businesses and stuff like that. And it's like nothing. Like nothing popped up. I've even looked. I typed in Google, is IMV a scam? And I've seen videos where people are just questioning, the motives of IMV. The fact that the last we heard of any type of studio that was associated with them was Big Ant, but we haven't heard anything between them two. Like we haven't heard anything like, oh, we're working on the game. At least throw out if you're still associated with Big Ant, please let everybody know, because at this point right now, no development studio, no, everything is based on conceptual art and animation. And not anything gameplay wise.
I mean,
Like,
I mean, that right there alone, if you're giving your money to people like that, just like what NYKia said, if you're giving money to people like that, you basically, you deserve to get scammed. You should know better.
No doubt.
You should know better.
and honestly, it's not the first time that, just because you have some celebrities or you got some athletes like Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets, just because you have a name associated with your game, doesn't mean it's not a scam, because we've seen people athletes get scammed before as far as a football game. So it's one of those things where people may look at this and be like, oh, we're being haters and stuff like that. And then some of their cronies will come and attack people on Twitter and stuff like that. But it's just like,
they don't
in this day and age, you have to be critical of what you possibly could be investing in.
But DJ,
and I just don't want to see people get scammed. Period.
That's what I'm saying. They don't understand what we've been through like the past 6-7 years. Even if they probably have, but they're still falling for it. You don't see what's been going on with Joe Montana and this guy Cal Anderson. And even before then, we had Big Play Killer coming out with, he wasn't coming out with a game, but he was talking about some goofy looking game that was supposed to come out way back in the day. No, I'm dead serious.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's been a big problem for a long time with people trying to make a game or somewhat saying that they're making a game just because Madden's the only one out there. It's too much going on for you to keep falling for the same bullshit.
Wait, Pooh, you said you want to see Getting Scammed. You've already seen the shit twice.
Yeah, I mean, dude made a 30-part video about Joe Montana football.
A damn ball turning in the air.
It's just too many situations out there where we have been, bamboozled. I fell for it on the Virtual Footballer channel. I used to have a Sunday conversation where we talked about this at length for at least 2 months until the mobile aspect came into my mind, and we saw that. And I fell back, but by then it was too late. The OS posts, we all got had by that.
Oh, I believe that.
Y'all don't understand how many times that this stuff is going on, and people are actually giving their money to people with some art. Come on, man. I mean, it gets to a point, and if we say something, we're the problem.
Give the money to actual legitimate people like Danny Jugan and the guy at Maximum Football. These are the only legit players, indie players right now. These are the only legit people that actually have a product.
And then on top of that, IMV has to change the wording on their site because they said they were going to be the first to come out with a college game, and that's not going to be the case. So you got false advertisement right there.
That's what frustrates me so much, because they could have done so much. These other two players could have done so much with that money, that IMV got, and IMV ain't got jack shit to show for it. But imagine if Axis would have got that. Imagine that.
All IMV is they're going to be the first company that claims to be making a football game that also represents Bishop Farrakhan at the same time. That's all they're going to be. That's all they're going to
get sued up for.
Wow. All right, anything else y'all got? I know y'all said y'all wanted to watch a couple of things on television. Dollar, I do appreciate you coming, even though you were late. You did ask me.
I wasn't really late. I was on time, but I just didn't know the format y'all were doing.
No, it's all good. I'm just messing with you, man. But I'm glad you did take the time to go out there and try to see what was really going on with this company, because people need to know if what they're trying to do or what they're not doing. Because
they're not making a game, they don't have a developer.
But they got some nice suits.
But they said, it's going to come out in 2020.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Right.
And just to add, it's already been pushed back a couple of times.
Let me add one more thing to this. They on Twitter, they said something about we're trying to build up capital. Oh, we're going to need $20 million.
All right, that's enough of that. I don't want to hear no.
Go look at the Twitter. It says we're going to build up capital for $20 million. It's going to cost more than we thought it was.
No.
All I can think of is with IMV Gaming, there was a movie that came out in the 90s that featured people doing money laundering. And let's see, Vin Diesel was in it. There was another person that was in it. I forgot the name of the movie. It was a good movie, by the way. But basically, the guy, he got a job as a financial advisor. He goes in there, everything looks legit. You got like a whole office full of people, phones, everybody talking. Basically about like life insurance on top of financial advisement. And then when they get caught, all of a sudden, nowhere to be found. Boiler room. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Put
okay.
in the game just that. It was boiler room. Don't let this IMV Gaming be a boiler room situation.
Bro, let me tell you something. Bell bottoms will come back in style before the motherfuckers.
Oh man, $20 million! I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just looking at their Twitter right now, and somebody has a name called IMV Gaming is a scam. And they say, bro, this is a scam. Don't waste your time with them. They only post once a month, and it's usually the same stuff, lying to everyone's faces about their progress. In reality, the game will never be released.
I give it up to them though, because some people are actually starting to figure out that this shit is a scam. Some people are actually starting to talk about it and actually go at them about it. It's good stuff. But you got people like, Hollywood Sports. I like Hollywood. He's backing them up, and I'm not even going to talk about the other guy.
Yo, hold on.
No
I got one of the funniest tweets I found right here.
Oh,
you
boy.
guys have poured a lot of heart and hours into making your dream a reality, and I'm glad to support you. Keep working hard and looking forward to seeing what you create. Motherfucker.
That's good, right?
It might well be hey, he might be KD and have like 4 or 5 burner accounts out there somewhere. If his name
I was just asking because that sounds like something he would.
If his name is Patrick Zizlinski or whatever the fuck this guy's name is.
All right, I'm tired of talking about these guys. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. It's nothing for me to say. These guys are terrible. They want $20 million.
That's what it says.
That's just crazy, bro.
Ain't no way.
$20 million to put out just a game, a grassroots game. I'm like, and then on top of that, they said, "Oh, our competition is mad." And I'm like, "No, it's not. You're coming out with a college football game." Jeez.
Competition is Kyle Anderson. That's what it is.
Here's one
What's that fucking live stream going to be called? Bean pies versus smoothies?
That guy, he hasn't posted in how long, Smoothie?
Who knows? I haven't seen him. All right, I'm going to change this. It's going to be first and Framerates 59.5 because we're halfway done, so I'm going to give it a 59.5.
I always post their news when people are fighting over Madden after. Oh no, it's very timely. It's very timely. Did you say poor Cal put him?
I think he's being sarcastic.
Gotta be. He bought that on himself.
Put him as being sarcastic.
I'm done. Anything else y'all got to add before we go? Because we're going to do another episode tomorrow. We got like 3-4 more topics that we need to cover for tomorrow's episode.
I got a question.
What's up?
Who wins in a fight, Cal Anderson or Damon Grohl?
Oh, Cal got him.
Cal Anderson.
Who's drunk?
And Damon can't fight. You look at him. He was scared of the microphone when he had to reveal his game.
Hey, look, man. Look, it's the quiet ones you got to watch out for.
No, not that one. And ain't nothing quiet about him. It's drinking drunk ass. Quiet about him.
It's funny. That microphone to his face probably brought back a flashback.
Right. Now, when Damon Grohl pulls up with a bottle of Henny and smashes it on Cal's head, fam, you're going to see who wins.
Yeah, he'll drink it first. Anyway, this is First and Friends. It's supposed to be a snippet. It's 59.5. I'm going to put this up on iTunes.
Title changed for like the 3rd time.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to put it up on iTunes. I'm going to put it up on SoundCloud. And
no hashtag Grunk and no hashtag gaming. Well, you can.
Yeah, I dropped that. No. Yeah, I changed all that. All that's gone. If you refresh it, all of it's gone.
Cal scammed us.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's great.
Yo, that's a good one. I like that. Kyle Scammers.
Jesus.
You can catch us up tomorrow or the following day if the next upload.
Yes, everybody that came tonight, come back tomorrow.
Right, because
don't show up and be like, "Oh, these dudes gave us like a 20-minute show." We warned you.
Right. I mean, we're gonna talk about the simp versus comp. Dudes want to throw hands over this bullshit.
Wait, did you say simp?
No, simp versus comp.
That would be a funny topic.
Some of them should be called simp. This is simp versus. Come on.
We're gonna talk about Robert Kraft and him getting his plea deal. Like I kind of figured that was gonna be the case. Gronk retiring.
Somebody else got off.
He got off before the charges. MLB The Show. I'm pretty sure that Bills and Derek TJ, they're gonna give us more insight.
The name.
I know. I'm looking at the screen, man. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the screen. And,
all right, Kenneth.
Jesus Christ.
They're gonna give us more insight on MLB The Show. I don't have anything else. I'm gonna just close it out. Everybody who's here, please come back tomorrow. We're gonna give you more insight on those.
Bring somebody else.
Yeah, bring a friend too. Yeah, I agree. There you go.
Yeah, if y'all want to hear people get roasted, just man.
Yeah, because
what are you talking about, Pooh?
Yeah,
is on some 2033 shit. We just ain't ready.
Exactly. So we're gonna be out and catch us on the next upload, 7 p.m. Eastern, on same time tomorrow. So or next upload, just catch us, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
See you tomorrow.